morning, everyone. How are you today? My name is Kazukiseki, and today we are going to be talking about Zenless Zone Zero's newest news. And that is in the case of the artwork that they have been seeing and have been now moderating and deleting, since now the artwork used to look like this and now it is starting to look more like this. And let's just say the developers and Hoyoverse are not very happy with how these images are being depicted. So let's get right into it. Over here, let's see, when did they make this post? It was on July 6th. They made a post on their Twitter congratulating their 50 million downloads worldwide. So congratulations to Zenless Zone Zero. I'm a big enjoyer of the game. I do thoroughly enjoy it. They did give out a thank you gift to everybody, which they called a small thank you gift, but it was definitely very, very generous, at least in my opinion. They gave 1,600 polychrome, which will be issued via in-game and mail within 24 hours. I received it. I believe everyone else who has signed up for the game within a limited amount of time also had received it as well. So yeah, it was pretty cool of them to start doing these things. However, what they don't think is very cool is the way their artwork has been. And on their official Reddit, they have an update on the rules regarding the not safe for work content. Now, I joined their Discord very early as the game was releasing, and as soon as I came in, the community was great. You know, it seemed like it was people were enjoying the game, people were giving their feedback, their favorite agents, and it was all a good time. But as we started going through the tabs, I started to see a lot of content, explicit content. It was, let's just say, in areas where, fan art could be posted, and it wasn't really like it was no spoilers, full frontal, and everyone, including myself, was kind of like, who let these weirdos in here, And I think it's gotten to the point where Hoyoverse and the creators of ZZZ felt like they needed to create a statement. So this is what they were saying on their Reddit. This was done 6 days ago. And it says, "Dear Proxies, in the past 2 weeks, the release of new characters has brought excitement to the community, and we appreciate your enthusiasm to share fan arts and screenshots related to the characters. However, several related posts have been reported for containing minor sexualization. We have been responding to reports and removing comments as they arise, but after careful investigation and analysis, specific initiatives must be adapted to align with Reddit's platform policy and Zenless Zone Zero's age rating, which is 12 and older. This decision aligns with our commitment to maintaining a safe, respectful, and inclusive environment for all users." So, one thing that comes to mind here, they don't specify that they're the ones who's reporting it, right? What they are saying is that other people, that several related posts have been reported for containing minor sexualization, or the sexualization of minors is what's being talked about here, right? Which, even though we don't have the official ages of any of the characters, based on what we've seen through the EPs, the trailers, and even the lores of some of these characters and the cutscenes, they do depict some of these characters as minors. Even though the age isn't there, the petite body, the small frame, Ellen, Joe, who's the banner for Zenless Zone Zero at the moment, she's clearly depicted as someone who's going to school. I was gonna say a school girl or a high schooler, but we don't really know, right? We don't know how old she is. But she is someone who's currently attending class. She goes to school. She wears a school uniform. And I gotta say, there's been very mixed reviews on the subject in regards to this. So they started talking specifically on Reddit, but they did also make updates to their Discord as well in order to, keep the peace for content like that not to be exposed to younger audiences, especially since their rating is 12 and up. It is not meant to be an adult game per se, but a game that adults and children, minors, can enjoy, So, that being said, they did a few restrictions, right? So fan art of a minor-looking character wearing a bikini. Notice how they say minor-looking character, right? Because again, they don't have the official ages for anybody. A comment that expresses a person's wish to perform sexual actions with a minor-looking character. So this just doesn't apply to fan art. It also applies to comments as well. They are not tolerating it anymore. And in-game screenshots and zoom in social media images. So a zoom in on breasts from a video scene and in-game screenshot of characters' buttocks. So even certain screenshots or the way that you pose certain characters in-game or sharing or creating gameplay, they're also not allowing that too. They're reporting it and they're asking people to remove it on their Reddit and I believe also on their Discord as well. Which is very interesting because very recently, a lot of people were complaining about Ellen Jo in particular. If we pull up her character art, a lot of people had a lot to say about the way that she was depicted in this image. Let's take her to the new tab. A lot of people had things to say. They said that this was too sexual for someone who is clearly meant to be someone who is in high school, that this posing in general was just very sexualizing, and the designers did not need to pose her in this way. Specifically, they are talking about this area here, you know, and so far Hoyoverse and ZZZ hasn't made a comment addressing this. This is really their first commentary on anything regarding stuff that is not safe for work. So I think it's a very interesting take that now for fans that were complaining about the posing of certain characters, that now this is where they're telling other people that they have to be careful about certain posing. But I guess if you're really gonna think about it, maybe I'm playing devil's advocate here. But if you're posing something like this, maybe it wasn't deliberate, you know? Maybe this is more of a stylistic choice for the character. And this is more blatantly sexual material, right? Like seeing minors in very sexualizing poses. She's not really drawn very sexually. Like her posing isn't sexual, her outfit isn't necessarily sexual either. It's just this one beauty mark that people drew attention to, that they felt that it was unnecessary for that area to be drawn the way that it was drawn. But everything else about the image, no one, or at least I have not seen any complaints. If you've seen more complaints with the way that characters were depicted, let me know in the comments below. Moving on to this, Zenless Zone Zero has done a lot on a community basis. They literally just had their holo sightings, which they've traveled across the world in certain cities. I know New York City was a recent one where they had people cosplaying as some of the characters and little like bang boos set up all over the town to promote the new game and its release. And it was really cool. And now currently they are having an ideal bang boo drawing contest, so feel free to go ahead and to submit your art if there's any artists out there. They even come with a little like template for you to draw your bang boo, and I think it's really, really cute. Some of the designs here are really amazing, and I just think that they're really, really nice. I'm not quite sure what the I'm not quite sure what the winner gets, but some of these are really, really well done, and I think that's pretty cool to see people come together and create their own stylistic bang boo. Kind of want to make one for myself looking at all of these, to be honest. But yeah, it's pretty much happening with the rules and regulations. There has been a lot of takes on what people are saying about the situation. The amount of people that are okay with and even defending not safe for work mods of child-looking characters is insane to me. I don't care that fiction doesn't equal reality. It's still gross. I saw someone say that graphic loli, you know, is not the other thing. And it might have been one of the stupidest things I've heard people say. This was a thread for Zenless Zone Zero, and it's titled "My Take on Not Safe for Work Mods." And there was a lot of discussions back and forth. The author of this is Dream and Nico. And Dream and Nico made this post pretty much arguing the fact that people who are okay with minors being depicted in certain ways, regardless, you know, that they're fictional characters, that it's just strange, and it's just, not behavior that is suitable for some person to be in, to behave in these heinous ways. And there was a lot of back and forth. Like, a lot of people agreed, a lot disagreed. Some people argued the fact that there is a very big difference between someone being a character, a minor character, and being sexualized, and a real child that is being sexualized. And there's a big difference between being attracted to the petiteness of someone's character versus like an actual child. So it was very interesting takes on both ends, not something that I am even going to delve so much into, but there is this response from Blind Vigil, who quotes, "Graphic lowly, this is not the other thing." They say, "It's literally not according to every child abuse relief organization in the world, every respected psychiatrist and psychologist, and every study that's ever been done on this topic. Convicted child abusers don't think they're the same thing. Experts don't think they're the same thing. People that fight child abuse don't think they're the same thing. Scientific evidence doesn't think they're the same thing. And lowly Shotacons don't think they're the same thing. Literally, the only people that think fictional characters are equivalent to real people are people who keep getting arrested for having real-life CSAM on their hard drives or sexually abusing a real-life child." That is a rough take. That is a very strong stance there. But that's the argument that's being said. Pretty much, it's like, should people be penalized for creating art or sexual content on characters that seem to be minors, or is it because they are fictional characters, does that solicit it being okay? And that's been an ongoing argument even for other games in Hoyoverse 2. Honkai Star Rail is another example of this. Genshin Impact is another example of this, because there are characters in there who are more petite, who are frail, who have the body and imagery of a child, but they are of age, if we're gonna put 1,000-year-old characters as of age in the body of maybe like a 12 or 14-year-old child. That's the big take that's been happening right now. But what do you guys think? What do you think about the new ban? Do you think it's something that was necessary, or do you think that it was just a complete waste of time and an infringement on people's creative abilities? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll be back with another Zenless Zone Zero topic soon. Done it.